destroy something, make another wraith. Deadly Rollick, another wraith. Shadow Rift, make another wraith. Draw a card. Brainstorm, make our 9th wraith. Base 9/9, 15/15 wraith here. Hi, it's Vex, and today we want to talk about this card, Lord of the Nazgul. That is right. We have Lord of the Nazgul, 3 blue-black Dimir commander, legendary creature, wraith noble, because it's a lord, of course, it's a noble. Flying. Wraiths you control have protection from ring bearers. Trinket text, unless you're playing against another Lord of the Rings deck. It doesn't really come up, but this is the important one. Wherever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, create a 3/3 black wraith creature token with menace. Then if you control 9 or more wraiths you control have base power and toughness 9/9 until end of turn. That is right. What kind of deck do we want to play? Well, we want to play a deck with wraiths. These are our 9 Nazguls. And yes, before you complain. But you know what? Complain anyways in the comments. I have 2 of the same arts for 3 different Nazguls. 3 of the same arts. I know there's supposed to be 9 unique arts. But to be honest, I keep going to LGS and keep pulling the wrong Nazguls, keeps buying the wrong one, get all duplicates. I am missing 1, right? These are the other 4 unique arts, along with these 4. I only have 8. Complain as you may. It is what it is. I will eventually get that 9th art. It'll cost me, like $15, but I'll get it. I digress. Back to this commander here. We want wraiths and we want spells. Technically, you don't even need these Nazguls, even though you're allowed to have 9 in your deck. You can just play a bunch of spells and create a bunch of wraiths. But we're talking Lord of the Rings. We gotta have fun here. This is Lord of the Nazgul. I gotta play the Nazguls, right? Let's read one of these Nazguls because it's actually important. It is a 2 and a black wraith knight. Death touch. When it ETBs, the ring tempts you. So you'll have a ring bearer. You can point to Nazgul. This Nazgul will be a legendary creature because of the ring. However, the other Nazguls will not be legendary, so there's no legend ruling that's going to happen there. So just remember that. That's fine. Wherever the ring tempts you, put a +1/+1 counter on each wraith you control, including any Nazguls you have on the battlefield. A deck can have up to 9 cards named Nazgul. So let's break that apart here. So let's say you cast this Nazgul right here. It becomes your ring bearer. The ring tempts you, so you go ring level 1. Right there, and then you need +1/+1 counter. And let's say you cast a spell, kind of like, let's do an easy spell here. Consider, right? Let's say your commander's on the battlefield, draw a card. Right there. You cast this. Where you cast an instant or sorcery, you make a wraith. Right there. Then you draw a card. Okay. After that, what happens is, let's say you have 9 wraiths, say you have all your Nazguls out. Here, you have like 9 wraiths here. You have all your Nazguls, you have 10 wraiths somehow. All your Nazguls out on the board. Let's just remove this to simplify a little bit. You cast your spell, let's say Brainstorm, right here. Let's say these Nazguls have some counters on them. Let's just put some counters on some random Nazguls. Right, Brainstorm, the instant you cast Brainstorm, before this resolves, you will trigger this ability. You will make a wraith. Count the number of creatures you have. If they're 9, they're more 9. There's like 11 of these now. They become base 9/9s until end of turn. So anytime you want to turn them to base 9/9, you have to cast a spell, which is fine. You cast a spell, make dude base 9/9. That means this is a 9/9 with 3 +1/+1 counters. This is a 12/12. That's pretty cool. 12/12 death touch attacking until end of turn. These have menace, so it's really cool. Turn these into 9/9s menace. So you essentially play a Spellslinger-like deck along with wraiths. So that is a dual nature of the deck. With that being my long-winded introduction, we are a wraith/Spellslinger deck. We want to get our commander out there, right there, play a bunch of spells, play a bunch of wraiths, attack for giant lethal, and that's how we win. Before we go to the real deck tech, I have the deck list in the description below, and don't forget to have your tokens. A lot of decks nowadays make a lot of tokens, and this deck make wraiths with menace. Have those tokens, have your other tokens, and yes, a deck is not complete without tokens. Let the deck tech begin. Here we have our wraiths, natural wraiths, and also our changeling, of course. I forgot to mention, don't forget to have your ring token. I totally forgot about that, so we'll put that in our pile here. See, the pile's pretty thick right there. Lots of tokens. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I didn't really... I watched the movies, but I didn't... Not like super Lord of the Rings buff. This guy, and this guy are the same guy, right? Witch King of Og and Agmar, Witch King, Bringer of Ruin, and the Lord of Nazgul. That's the same one, right? And they're actually all one of the Nazgul, one of the 9. So interesting. We have the four of the same characters inside of the cards, but we have 2 other Witch Kings flying right here. 3 black, 5/3. This is an insane card, of course. Whenever one or more creatures deals combat damage to you, each opponent sacrifices a creature that dealt damage to you this turn. The ring tempts you. So, if you don't block, you kind of kill him. And then you could discard, and this guy is indestructible until end of turn, tap it. So that's hard to kill. Then you have the more expensive Witch King. 4 black, 6 mana value, 5/3. Same power and toughness right here. 5/3. This is a 4/3 flying. Whenever this attacks, defending player sacrifices a creature with the least power among creatures they control. So you just boom, 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 abyss them. Except for I wish it was the greatest power, but it's the least power. We have wraiths, 4 black, same casting cost there. 5/5 Wraith Knight. Where this ETB's target creature and opponent control gets -3/-3 until end of turn. If that creature is legendary, its controller loses 3 life, which is fine. Kill something. When the ring tempts you, return ring wraiths from your graveyard to your hand. So it's not that great, but it's a wraith. It's on theme. Theme is sometimes more important than efficiency. Let's say that. So that's pretty cool there. It's not that great, but it can kill something. Then you have, from another universes beyond, Canoptek Wraith. Canoptek. I don't know how you pronounce it. 3 generic artifact creature Wraith. Then it has a Wraith form. Can't be blocked, which is amazing. So imagine this turns into a base 9/9, unblockable 9 damage. So this can really kill things. So remember that. It's important. But when this deals combat damage to a player, you may pay 3, sack it, search your library for 2 basic land cards with the same name, and then put it into the battlefield and shuffle. It's kind of like a Burnished Heart type deal, but you have to attack with it. A little delayed Burnished Heart, but I think because it's a Wraith, that's why it's good. They have Street Wraith itself. Nothing special about this card. 5 mana, 3 black, 3/4. Very weak. Swamp Walk, cycling, pay 2 life. Most of the time, if you don't want to cast it, cycle it, draw a card, maybe draw an instant sorcery, get the Lord of the Nazgul trigger. So it's a good way to go through your deck. Changing Outcast. I like this because it also has the same text. Cannot be blocked and can't block either. The reason it's in this deck because unblockable thing and the 9/9 thing, boom, 9 damage again. So yeah, put these 2 together. There you go. This section here is essentially the core of most Spellslinger decks. You want cards to draw other cards very cheap. So you can keep drawing more cards and triggering Lord of the Nazgul constantly. So here we have just simple cantrips. You pay 1 blue, you do something, then you essentially, at the end of it, draw a card. So you can cast this, replace itself, trigger the Lord, make a 3/3 Wraith. So essentially just keep going through your deck. We have a new card, Birthday Escape. Essentially what we're talking about. Pay 1 blue, draw a card. Then the ring tempts you. It's actually very good with our 9 Nazguls, because when the ring tempts you, they get +1/+1 counters. So that's pretty neat there. We have other 1 mana spells that also grant evasion and draw a card. So these are the 4 ones right here. Leap, 1 blue. Target creature gains flying, draw a card. So I think these are a little bit better than these because these provide evasion so you can deal some damage. And I forgot to say, let's actually read this text carefully. It says, wraiths you control have base power and toughness 9/9. That includes the Lord of Nazgul. So remember that if you make, it already has flying. Let's say this one. Target creature gains shadow. You can give it shadow, hit for 9. Bam, you can kill somebody with commander damage. So commander damage in this deck is really real. So don't forget about that one as well. Slip through space, free unblockable. Right there, why not? Then you have, I can't pronounce it, the Wisp. Target creature becomes black and gains fear until end of turn. So those are a little evasive maneuvers right there. You get to draw a card. I love being able to draw tons of cards because it helps me just churn through the deck, make a lot of 3/3s. I do have a very low land count because of this. When you play, the first couple turns, you see you have a cantrip, just use them anyways. You want to churn through your deck, you want to get those lands, draw those lands, And then you have things that let you play things from the graveyard. So always just play these right away. And then as you get closer to casting the Lord, then you save them up, cast the Lord, I call it the Lord, cast the Lord, and then bam, you should be good. Cremate, just another 1 mana, draw a card. And it's Graveyard Hate. I love Graveyard Hate because somebody tries to reanimate something, I'll just cremate it. Boom, in response. These are some of the bigger card draw spells, cards that can draw you multiple cards. Except for this one. This one's a tutor, but I got to put it in some place. Ring Sight, 1 blue black. The ring tempts you. Again, very good in this deck. Search your library for a card that shares a color with a legend creature you control. Reveal it, put it in your hand, and shuffle. When the ring tempts you, you can make something legendary, so don't forget that. So that's why it does that. The ring tempts you. Knight's Whisper, Sign Blood, draw 2. Sauron's Ransom. This is like a fact or fiction type deal. 1 blue black. Choose an opponent. They look at the top 4 cards of your library. Separate them in the face down pile and face up pile. Put 1 pile in your hand, the other pile in your graveyard. Then the ring tempts you. So the ring tempts you is really good in this deck because we have Nazguls that care about it. This can get you 2 cards, 3 cards. Maybe if you're lucky, you conspire with an opponent and get 4 cards. Why not? Fact or Fiction, the real one there. Treasure Cruise. We have Distant Melody. You choose Wraith and draw a card for each Wraith you have. Then we have a cool. These are like Modal Double Face lands. This one is a true Modal Double Face card. Seagate Restoration with the other side here. Right there, draw cards equals the number of cards in your hand already. +1. You have no maximum hand size. Then you have Lorien Revealed. This is an insane card. I think this should be Commander staples. It's 3 blue. Sorcery, draw 3 cards. The rate is decent. 5 mana, draw 3 is okay. Has Island Cycling 1. So you literally can just cut an island from this deck. And this is essentially a tap blue land. You pay 1, then you get your island, and then you can play it. But it doesn't say basic land cycling, it's island cycling. Therefore, in here you can get a Watery Grave or other dual lands. So I think this is insane good. And then if you're flooding out, you could just play it for its face card and draw 3 cards. So I think this is one of the Commander staples that we should have. Because we're a Spell Slinger deck, we're actually playing more removal than I usually put in a deck because our commander is responsible for just making a creature. So imagine all these are like Ravenous Chupacabras, ETB, destroy something. Essentially what it is. So we have a bunch of removal, cheap removal here. We have Pomify, Rapid Hybridization, Reality Shift, just blue removal, which is kind of crazy to think about. Blue has very efficient removal. Drown the Lock, that's a counterspell removal combination I really love. Internal Grass, Feed the Swarm, Deadly Rollick as a free spell. Resculpt, we don't have a lot of ways to destroy artifacts, so Resculpt is here. Exile artifact or creature, they make a blue dude. Feed the Swarm's enchantments, so artifact enchantments are hard to get rid of besides bouncing them. Then we have these 8 pieces of single targeted removal. Then we have the multi-targeted removal here. Cyclonic Rift, Toxic Deluge, our board wipe. And then our new card, Raise the Palisade. Let's read this one. 4 blue. Choose a creature type. Wraith, of course. And that's not a commonly chosen type unless you're playing against the Lord of the Rings decks. Return all creatures that aren't of the chosen type to their owner's hand. Excellent creature removal. And somehow I did my stuff out of order. So you know what? I'm just going to be honest and just keep it all out of order. We are back to card draw. Recurring card draw that are not spells. So everything I've shown you so far is spells. These are non-spells, recurring card draw, which can get you into more spells. But they draw you a lot of cards. Archmage Emeritus, when you cast or copy a spell, draw a card, which is great. Reconnaissance Mission, Kindred Discovery, kind of the same card-ish. So when a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, you may draw a card. Has cycling. I really love the cycling because you can just get rid of it. Then it has, when this ETP chooses the creature type, Wraith, of course. When a creature you control of the chosen type enters the battlefield or attacks, draw a card. So this is much more than this, but costs 1 more mana. Then remember, these Wraiths have Menace. Menace is a very important keyword, which I really like. And using 9/9s, hard to block. So I really like this. This is here because of the Menace. We have Call of the Ring. Right there at the beginning of your upkeep, the ring tempts you. Whenever you choose a creature as your ring bearer, you may pay 2 life. If you do, draw a card. That's really efficient there. And you have the 1 ring itself. Tap, draw a card. Bird encounter. Then take 1 damage for burning counter, tap, put in a burning counter, draw 2 cards, draw 3 cards, draw 4 cards. You get this. This is insanely powerful in Commander. Definitely have that. You have Black Market Connection, which does, I love this in what they call typo decks now. This one makes shapeshifters, which are wraiths, makes treasures, draw a card, does everything that your deck wants to do. So it's insane here. So we didn't have a lot of these, but these are so powerful that I wanted to add these here. The utility cards, we have a few utility cards. We have Talran and Sedgemoor Witch. When you cast a spell, make a dude, which I really like. I think that's neat right there. Lear lets you cast stuff from the graveyard, essentially flashback. So that gives you a whole new chance of casting all those cantrips, making tons of wraiths, and making 9/9s. Soul-Guide Lantern, Graveyard Hate. Glassblower Mimic, another mono double face card. That's a land. You can copy wraiths with it. Don't copy your legendary one. Copy your non-legendary one. Just remember that because of the ring tempting you, your Nazgul. Then we have a new card, Grima, Sauron's Footman. 2 blue-black. Pretty neat. Human Advisor. I love this line of text. Can't be blocked. When this deals combat damage to a player, that player exiles top card of their library until they exile an instant or sorcery card. You may cast that card without paying its mana cost. Then that player puts the exile cards that weren't cast this way on the bottom of the deck in a random order. The cool part is casting a sorcery triggers Lore of the Nazgul, and it's unblocked, so you can deal that 1 damage. Boom, and then you get their good stuff. I love stealing the opponent's good stuff. We're getting near the end of those standard deck tech. We have our ramp package, Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, Dimir Signet, Talisman. Then we have Dark Ritual. Typically, I don't use Dark Ritual, but I do like it in this deck a lot because it will generate Wraith, or it can power out your commander quickly. So it's a good card. Then we have a new Mana Rock Inherited Envelope, 3 mana. When it ETBs, the ring tempts you, which is the important line of text, of course. Yes, the boring mana base, and no, I still love doing this no matter how many times I've done these deck techs, because the less colors a commander is, the more streamlined the mana base is. I just really love just buying just straight good mana base, have a lot of basic lands, where I love, but you have Command Tower, Path, Ancestry, playing those typo decks. You got Wraiths. You got all the cool blue duels. I love the duels that can come in untapped, so I have all those right there. We have our Otawara to bounce things if necessary. I love these spell lands because sometimes you have a lot of cantrips, draw a bunch of lands you can use as a spell. Orborg, make things black. Then you have these 2 cards, make things a little more unblockable. Give legend creature fear. Remember, your Ring Bearer is legendary, so don't forget that. It's pretty neat. The Black Gate. Choose a player with the most life total or tied. Target creature can't be blocked by creatures that player controls this turn. A little unblockableness. Bajuka Bog, Graveyard Hate. Command Tower. We do want to recast our commander on cheap. It'll probably be targeted and killed maybe once or twice. Command Tower is a good way to get it back. Myriad Landscape, some ramp. Royal Carry Tower, just in case you draw too many cards. That's been Stage Vesuva. We can copy these cool lands. Unfortunately, the Black Gate is legendary, but you can copy your opponent's lands. As I mentioned earlier, I love having tons of basic lands. This deck is skewed blue. Right here, more islands than swamps, but we have tons of utility swamps and 1 utility island. So it kind of balances itself out. Anyways, that is the deck tech. I hope you enjoyed it so far. If you do enjoy it, give it a thumbs up, smash the subscribe button, hit the notification bell to be alerted for new videos in the future. I'm going to shuffle this deck up, and we are going to do what we do best, gold fishing. Shuffle this deck up, reset my camera, deal a hand, and then we'll be right back. All right, we are back. Turn 1. And yes, this is power creep. Talron has been power creep out of this world, even though it's getting reprinted in the Commander Masters. Kind of funny. And yes, I think this playmat, the picture is crooked, not the playmat. I know, it looks really, really weird, doesn't it? All right, let's start off with our 7 cards here. Right, taking a mulligan. So let's see what we get. Nazgul, we like that. Nazgul, that's allowed 9 in a deck, so that's why we play it. Cantrips. Right here, we have some awkward mana situation right here. These come to play tapped. Unless it's the 3rd one, which is I don't have 2 lands. And this one needs an island or swamp, which this is not. And Dimir Signet. So we might not be playing our Signet on time, but I know it is what it is. We can always try cantrip, play ETB tap land, and cantrip our next turn for an untapped land. Who knows? Let's see. All right. Turn 1. Vesuva. Okay, more awkwardness coming our way. But this can come in untapped because it'll be our 3rd land. So what we could do is play our Drowned Catacomb right there. Pass the turn. Turn 2. Island. Okay. That would have been great if that was reversed. We got our Island, then our Vesuva, but whatever. We will be happy with what we have. We will cast this. Cast our Dimir Signet. Turn 2. Usual EDH start. If we had an untapped island to begin with, I would cast Consider right away. But now we get to save it for our commander, which is great too. We'll turn 3 here. Draw our land. More awkward mana situation, but we have an option. Each to be untapped, or each to be tap land, or tap land. But we will play our Nazgul, of course. Which art? Nah, that art looks better. We'll put our Nazgul right here. We'll have the Ring Tempt Us. I have these 2 because I have this as the Ring Bearer here. Legendary Nazgul. And then we have our Ring Tempt Us thingamabobber here. We're first number 1. Then +1/+1. That is correct. And then we'll play our ETB tap land. Vesuva. We'll copy our Drowned Catacombs with that. Or some opponent land if we need to. That's why I like Vesuva. It's very good like that. Okay. That's cool. So, the first step of the ring. Legendary can't be blocked by creatures with greater power. So, can't be blocked by any creatures with greater than 2 power. It's pretty neat. All right. I took my turn dice, didn't I? Turn 4. So, Knight's Whisper, more card draw. Sweet. We can play our commander, or we can wait next turn to play our commander and cast something right away. A little safer way to do it. I think next turn is good. So, we'll just play our Nazgul again, another one. And we'll keep this one as our Ring Bearer. We don't have to switch it over. Play our Nazgul. We will put +1/+1 counter on this Nazgul. Put another counter on this one. Move our Ring Bearer here. Now we get to draw a card, discard a card. We'll attack. Pretty neat. Has to be blocked by 3 power or less creatures. Pretty neat there. We will Ring Bearer attack. So draw a card and discard a card. Draw more awkward mana. No, that's fine. Yeah, I think we got tons of card draw, so we're just going to discard this land here, which is fine. Then we're going to play this land here. And I think being more efficient is to draw 2 cards right away. Boom, Knight's Whisper. We'll draw 2 cards. Oh, Soul Ring, sweet land. Senior, we get more lands back. That's why we have cut a lot of lands. We're down to 33 lands in this deck because of all these cantrips that will find us more lands. And then we have the Ring, which is also a way to find more lands if necessary. Okay, turn 5. This is the magic turn right here. Untap our legendary Nazgul and our non-legendary Nazgul. We will go to turn 5. Right there. Draw our card. Rapid Hybridization, that counts too. We will play our untapped island. We will play our Soul Ring. Right there. Then we will play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Play our Lord of the Nazgul, which is great. Right there. Running out of space already. Play the Lord. The Lord. Then now we have 2 1-mana spells. Let's see. Well, let's consider first. See if we can get another cantrip. We'll consider here. We will Surveil 1. Deadly Rollick. Yeah, we're going to draw that card. That's a great card. Now we cast 3 spells. Now we cast Consider here. We make a Wraith, which is amazing. We only have 1, 2, 3, 4 Wraiths. I also forgot in deck tech, it does count itself as a Wraith because it's a Wraith. 4 Wraith. Okay. That's okay. We will destroy something of them. Rapid Hybridization. Don't forget to have your little Frog Lizard token, which we do have here. See? Give them that token. We will make another Wraith. That's great right there. And then if we need to kill something else, Deadly Rollick. Why not? We'll make another Wraith. There we have. Suddenly, came from 2 Wraiths. Start turn. Now we have 6 Wraiths. So that is pretty neat. We'll attack with our Nazgul. It does have Death Touch, so it's really good there. Attack with our Nazgul. We'll put this down here. We don't need to keep it up there. Our Ring Bearer and Nazgul. If not, we don't attack. If we do attack, we get to draw a card and discard a card. Right here, we draw a card. We discard. Let's see here. We make more wraiths this way. We'll just discard our land. Okay, perfect. Then we will pass the turn. Turn 6. So now we got a bunch of wraiths with menace. This one's flying. Here we have a good amount of lands. The ring. Draw a card, another land. That's okay. We can keep it. We can draw this card if necessary. We'll do Shadow Rift. Let's see here. We'll just use a black here. We'll Shadow Rift our Lord of the Nazgul. We'll make another Wraith. We'll draw a card. Right there. The Reliquary Tower is pretty neat. We will... What we'll do is we'll tap this. We'll play Glassable Mimic. When ETBs, copy a creature you control. Do not copy the legendary one. Copy the non-legendary one. Don't forget that. Right there, we'll just copy this non-legendary one. We will have the Rink tempt us. Kaboom here. And then, right here, so I have 3 of these. So you gotta remember this is going on here. And I totally forgot the first time here is when I played this, these 2 trigger. So technically this gets an extra 1 counter, and this gets an extra counter. They trigger each other. So I play this right here. These are all, the ring tempts me. They're all going to trigger. +1/+1 counters. So 3 +1/+1 counters on all this here. I'll just pretend they're all +1/+1 counters. This gets 3 +1/+1 counters. Goes to 5. Then this goes to 6 +1/+1 counters. So that's pretty neat there. We have nothing here. What we'll do is we'll attack with this guy. This guy's Shadow. We'll attack with this guy. We get attack with bunch. How many wraiths do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 9. Enough. Gosh. Next turn, maybe. We'll attack with a bunch of these guys here. We'll do the ring bearer thing. Draw this card. We'll draw. And then we will discard our swamp. We didn't play land yet, too. Discard swamp. Now, this is the trick right here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 wraiths. Okay, we're in combat. And then they get to declare their blockers right here. And then instant you cast a wraith, they become 9/9s. Or instant sorcery, sorry. So good thing we did our draw this card. Before damage, we cast Brainstorm. Kaboom. Make our 9th wraith. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is no +1/+1 counters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 9 wraiths. It's pretty cool. So these are base 9/9s with +3/+3. So we have 12 wraiths here, base 9/9 with 6, 15 wraith here. So that's pretty neat. We can resolve our Brainstorm 1, 2. We might get another spell, why not? 3. Make another wraith. We'll put these. We don't need another spell yet. We'll just put this one back. We want to play land right here. We don't need another spell. We have 9 wraiths. We could, for safety, we could just right there. We could just keep a spell right here, and then actually that's a good idea. We'll keep a spell. Say somebody kills this wraith before this finishes resolving, right? So 9/9 doesn't happen. Or kill the good wraith here, right? You could just quickly make another wraith to get your 9/9 back again. So and then draw a card for this one. It's pretty neat here. If they aren't dead, which I hope they probably are, you can probably untap your stuff here. You know, you are killing it now. You did play land. I played land last turn. Turn 7, right there. Been tempted 3 times. I love when the last one deal 3 damage to each opponent. I love that last tempting. We draw a card that we knew about, Reliquary Tower. We're a little out of gas here. We didn't draw a lot of our card draw spells, but you know, we'll just add another wraith to the board. Why not? You know, or we can keep a Reliquary Tower. Actually, I keep forgetting. Attack with this guy. Draw a card. Discard a card. Or more Nazgul. It's insane. Play that. Next turn we could play this, or this same turn play Nazgul. Trigger 4 times, and then +1/+1 counters everything. So it gets pretty insane with more Nazguls. That's why you have 9 in the deck. We have all the way up to the last ring tempts you. We can even make something else legendary if we wanted to. I think it's cool. Anyways, that's how the deck plays. Sometimes you unload your whole hand, but maybe you get lucky, draw like a large card draw spell somewhere. Like this one would cantrip into this one, would cantrip into This one's a big one right here if you have cards in your hand. So that's pretty neat. Anyways, that is how the deck goes. The Nazgul rule the day. These wraiths come haunting, and they are the true winners. To end this deck tech, don't forget to check the the deck list in the link below. Give the video a thumbs up, smash subscribe, hit the notification bell to be alerted for new videos in the future. And as always, enjoy your rings and have a wonderful day.